Yeah, thoughts are crazy. I don't know if any of this will make sense, but I think a lot of the times when I'm in front of people, nothing I say is exactly what it is. I think I'm just saying things and it like semi, it's like I don't even know if this is a real word, but it approximates what I'm generally feeling, if that even. So whenever I'm in front of a group of people, I think my mind goes to different places. Like it's hard to be completely honest because I know that people are probably just going to be in different places, you know? So, for instance, when I think back on aspects of Suzanne, whatever that was, the character, personality, or tendencies, I don't even know, but whatever that was, sometimes there's a feeling of disgust, but like not in a huge way. It's just more like, thank God that chaos is gone. And sometimes I want to say that because that comes up sometimes. It's not a stagnant, permanent thought or feeling, but when I reminisce back on the chaos and turmoil and I'm, it's like, thank God that's gone. But then I think of people who might be listening to this and where I was like a year or two ago, and I wasn't thinking that. There was like more of an ex a natural allowance or acceptance for whatever was here because there was never an allowance for that before. So it was really nice in a very neutral way that the body was finally able to be as it is and it wasn't judged in the same way. Not that you can't be a little bit, analytical and critical sometimes, but it felt like it was coming from a different place. Like it wasn't about reprimanding or hating myself or judging myself in a harsh way. It felt like I, there was just a looking, a questioning or a curiosity or like, why? Why does it keep getting into I I can't even remember like what was going on, but and that was really, I feel like just looking back, like I feel like that was part of the, yeah, all words are so annoying because it sounds like a process. It sounds like something was happening and that I knew it was happening, but it's really not that way. So it was just what it was. There wasn't really an expectation anymore that it would go away or change or that it needed to change. If there was a lot of pain, then yes, it's natural to have a preference for it to go away or like soften or be resolved. That's normal. But for the most part, it was just what it was. And even the fighting it was what it was. Like there was no one here that was in charge of it, in control of it, making that happen, could stop it. So it felt like all of these things that were never allowed because humans are so arrogant. Like you think you know what that is to begin with, and I guess how to resolve it. And it's all assumptions on top of assumptions. And so you're not getting anywhere. You're kind of just like mentally restricting yourself by believing the assumption to be truth. And that's kind of how everybody is kind of living. But this was the opposite. It was like I don't know what is going on. I guess this is here if it's here. And you kind of learn about humanity. You learn about this body, like the tendencies of this body, or and that in itself is really nice to allow it to really be as it is finally, and see that there was never a problem. Like you were never that, because the only reason we hide it is because we think that we are that. We think we're defined by it. We're It's shameful to be a certain way. And so we hide it. And that's how everybody is living. And so it's perpetuated and everybody just does that. It's kind of automatic. It's largely unspoken. It's just the body can sense like everybody else is hiding and pretending and pretending they're okay. So like I kind of have to do the same thing because otherwise I'm crazy. They'll think something's wrong with me. And so yeah, you just keep hiding your whole life. Nothing gets resolved. You just repeat the same things, the same loop, the same thought patterns over and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Sometimes sometimes I also look back and I'm like, it was nice to live that way in a sense, like not knowing that I was just going through the same thing over and over. But, keep trying, keep having hope and going to the next person, listening to what the next person says and trying it out for years and seeing that it doesn't work. I'm still the same. And I say sometimes that I can see that that is um there's nothing wrong with it and it's fine to be there because everybody is there. So then you relate to people. Like you're delusional together. You have each other. You could be lost together. You don't know that you're lost. You're just kind of like passing knowledge around, but at least you're not like exiting society. You're not exiting the entire delusion, which can be a lot for the body. It is a lot. And again, it's not all at once. So it's possible and it's if it happens, it is what it is. And sometimes there's also regret doesn't even make sense to me, but there's a feeling of like why did I go down this road? What was it about my life? What was it about me? Was it that bad? Could it have been resolved from that place? And I know the answer is no. And but I think that sometimes the body needs to go to those places. Like it's resolving things, it's letting things go. It's I was talking to my sister and she did ask me, like, do you think that our childhood was that bad? Just considering like I went down such an unconventional path. And to me, my sister's not that strange. I think I don't see it like that, but I could see how she could see it that way. But my honest response was like, no, there was a lot of difficulty for sure. I do know that I was neglected in ways. I was loved in ways as well. And it wasn't the worst of the worst. It just wasn't. I know that. And now more than ever, I actually do see, wow, my parents kind of were amazing. Like now more than ever, I'm capable of seeing what they actually did. And there is like an appreciation that feels unspoken. Like maybe I should say something. But and I don't know if it's partially because I've fully allowed the body to feel the hurt and pain of all of that, whatever it went through and how it affected my life and how it affected the tendencies of this body or whatever, that now I'm able to really see how much they had against them and just like everybody, and that they actually did like fucking phenomenal. Um, and maybe it's also partially because I now finally, not by choice, but I can sense what it's like to actually be a human without the mental the mental ways of disregarding how tough things can be. Like you really just in the body energetically feel what it's like to exist, to live. You see the base of it, the foundation, and it's not easy. And I know that most people don't feel it that way. They're able to live in ideas and dreams, and so they don't really know. But I think a lot of the gentleness and natural kindness that comes when I see humans is because of that, is because I've seen the bottom of it, the base of it, the foundation. It's like it can be rough and nothing huge needs to be like, you don't even need to be traumatized. And still, it's like, it's a true feat to like exist as a human with the thoughts and like because you see you have no control in it, it's not you, it's just crazy sometimes and you have no say in it. And all these spiritual figures like kind of give off this vibe of like you can actually stop it or live without thoughts in a way, or like not be bothered by it completely uh and even that's torture. It's like you're trying to suppress the functioning of the human body or something like that. It's it's cruel. I mean, it's not even possible. You're trying to be like anti-human or something. And yes, I could see like if you've had a massive experience or something like that, or you have had that, there can be a period where it's like the thoughts do not bother you at all. It is just another thing like anything else that isn't attached to anything that you're not in control of. It just is there. Nothing is bothered at all. So then I can understand people might have different assumptions of like that needs to be like that forever. But the truth is that's a dream. That's just an expectation or an assumption or like it can definitely make changes in the body and how you see the thoughts. From then on it's just it can be very different. Like you've seen it in a completely different way, experienced it in a completely different way. So I get it, it's profound, but it doesn't stay like that and life goes on. um Meaning there can be moments where you are bothered by it because what you can go through this, it's not all the time, it will fluctuate, but it's harrowing at times, it's very difficult. And the mind can be even more loud at times because there isn't enough delusion and ways of escaping anymore. So like when things are here, it's loud. It is the only thing. And it was never like that before. You were able to escape in 1,000 different ways and numb yourself and detach, doing perhaps spiritual practices that detach yourself from the thoughts. But like that doesn't make sense anymore. That doesn't work. That isn't relevant. It just is what it is. When I get started, I could talk forever. My God. I'm glad that wasn't an hour. It felt like an hour. Well, if anybody would like to interact, share, express, or just sit, everything's fine. Hey, Evo.
Hey Suzanne,
Hi.
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'm in hell.
You're in hell?
Yeah. Oh, and
No.
now I'm in heaven.
Oh, nice. Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. Probably an old camera. I don't know.
Hmm.
Is the connection okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. Good.
Wonderful. I could listen to you for an hour. It's wonderful
Oh,
listening to you.
thanks.
When you were talking like, oh man, words are so annoying, like it cannot describe what it's really there. I'm like, no, don't stop talking. Please continue because here it's so helpful, it's so wonderful to listen to, and I get so many insights sometimes. So would be lovely
Oh,
if
nice.
if you keep doing it for a while.
Oh, thanks for saying that.
I was wondering, if is there any routine left in you, like sleeping or eating or going out or moving, something like this? I think sometimes you talked about this, but yeah, is there any routine left in you?
Yeah. Yeah, I sleep a lot. I love sleep. It's probably my favorite thing. Um, yeah, I think the body probably prioritizes rest over most things. And it's always going to vary. Like there can be times where I just like can't sleep one night or sleep really late or like sometimes that happens. Um, it depends on what I'm going through and how the body's feeling, but sometimes it's really hard to exercise and do things. And sometimes it feels impossible to force it. Like it has to just kind of go through something. Um, Sometimes I still will, but I think overall, like the body feels like once it's out of something, then it is a lot easier to like go for walks and make it a little bit of a priority to focus on that and move the body. It feels like it's all for the health of the body, feeling okay, feeling good, because it can change, how the body feels. Um, yeah, and I try to eat healthy. I'm not very I'm not a morning like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner person if I'm alone. Like I will just eat when I'm hungry but if I'm with someone, then it might be a little more regimented just because like they're living on a schedule. And so the body just adjusts a little bit. But um and then I'll have times where I have things that aren't very good for the body. But every body is like different and mine is just very sensitive and it got even more sensitive to junk. Like I could really feel quite quickly the effects it has on the body and it starts to not function very well and then it affects the whole day and how I feel. So So then I do try to make that a bit of a priority too. Um, yeah. I mean, my sense is like that's just where that's just what's here now. The health of the body is sort of prioritized, but not like in an obsessive, crazy way. It's not even that important because nothing is that important. But if anything, it's like I would rather feel decent during the day. So like if I don't do certain things, then uh over yeah, after a while I'll feel pretty like lethargic and crappy. Um,
Not getting up every day at 5, then journaling for 30 minutes, then drinking a green smoothie, then having
oh no.
no. No, no,
Oh
no,
no.
no.
I cannot live
I'm
like
just
that. No,
talking
no.
smack.
No, it's not rigid at all. No. How about for you? Or why do you ask?
Um, yeah, because I think I'm right now because during the last years I really focused on rest, like on rest for the body, and maybe sometimes too much rest. I don't know. Don't like not doing much, and now I got some back problems, and then I went to physical therapy, and and they said, "Man, you have to build muscle."
What'd you
And
say?
they showed
Build.
me, for example, build
Uh-huh.
muscles.
Okay.
And they showed me, they said there is no good there is no good way or natural way to sit. Did they say it like that? Or no, maybe they said there is no best way to sit because the body doesn't want to sit. Or like not sit in a straight position for like hours. Um, and then they showed me a position like if you have to sit a lot, please sit most of the time like that. And and then I went into that position, or sometimes like here when I'm at home, I go when I sit, I go into that position, and of course, right now, I just was beginning to start with that position, so it's not very relaxing or natural yet, or not very easygoing. And through practicing that sitting position, um, I felt like how much I was dissociating, kind of. I don't know if dissociating is the right word. I think there is a clinical like description for that. I don't know. But what I mean with that is um, if I sit how I used to sit, that brought me into this back pain, or I don't know if that was really bringing me into the back pain, but um, like I can really zone out. I can really zone out, and like it feels a little, but I'm also shutting out my senses. Um, I can really, in that position, I can really focus on my mind, like really getting into a world of the mind, actually. Um, and this was interesting for me to realize. I don't know, it was a lot of words right now to describe it, but I was just realizing it because when I sit like they taught me, it feels like I'm moving, like the body is moving and the body has more power and more energy and yeah, I don't know. I'm just observing this right now and I think through that I'm thinking of ooh, maybe I got a little stuck in my thing,
In what thing?
zoning out,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
just sitting or laying, like consuming media. Yeah, and yeah, I'm just observing this and trying not to do trying not to do, trying not to create a new concept out of it. Like, oh, now you always have to be in motion and sit upright and doing a lot of sports and stuff. Like, not going into the other extreme, but yeah, what feels natural. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it makes
and
sense.
that's why I was wondering, yeah,
Mm,
what is
yeah.
working for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've definitely gotten into places where like I I lost a lot of muscle, and there wasn't even that much care about it. So, but then my my sister kind of scared me and she was just like, you don't build any new muscle after you're like 40, which is not true. It's not true.
Yeah,
But she
yeah.
like she creeped me out and I was like, "What?" And then but it was good. It did force me to like do yoga again and then it was good for a while. But then sometimes life happens and uh I think I'm constantly seeing like, nothing stagnant. Like you can't stay in like this perfect state where you found the perfect schedule and routine and stuff. It's like, yeah, it just keeps changing.
Yeah. It's funny, my girlfriend told me like you won't build new muscle from the age of 35 actually. She she told me. And I also got a little anxious about that. Or I got a little, got a little belly, or at least for my body type, a little belly. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're getting," and and I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. The body is doing what the body is doing right now, and I'm fine with having a belly right now."
Mm, nice.
Mm. Mm. I think I used to, for me, like doing something with motion or like sport or like that kind of stuff. Um, I used to come from a like I used to have very unhealthy body patterns, like really pushing my body, really like going to the gym and really digging deep and of course sometimes there was enjoyment. Sometimes I liked it, but I think also often I forced myself,
Mm-hmm.
or I forced the body to do it, you know. And I think now I'm a little, I don't want to get into that pattern again because the pattern also got me really sick, or the body. It feels
Mm.
like it. Mm. So now I went from the one extreme, maybe now to a other extreme a little.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing anything, or not
Mm-hmm.
anything, but not too much. And I think now I'm in a state of, okay, what is going on? What does the body want? And
Mm.
sometimes I don't know, I don't feel it. What the body wants. I'm like, okay, then I eat chocolate now. Okay, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the difficult thing with that stuff is like it doesn't want to exercise, you know? Like it doesn't want the good stuff that will help it long term. So like it's it does take a bit of fear. Oh, I was thinking yesterday, like I think sometimes fear is okay. Like I don't know if that's true, but I was like, well, you know, if I don't want to be reliant on other people when I'm older, like I want to be capable. I want the body to be capable, you know? So then there I guess that's like a little bit of I don't it's not like a intense fear, but it's like a yeah, some sort of encouragement to like maintain a little bit of muscle, you know, because I don't want a disable like it doesn't sound like a good life, like a to not be able to move and
Yeah.
um yeah, I don't think about it like all the time and it's but because I don't have that much like motivation or ambition or energy to like pump myself up in most areas or all areas but it's like with the physical body it's like yeah I think I need a little bit of something to encourage myself um it doesn't always work but
Mm. Right now I'm feeling because I get thoughts then like, okay, you have to go to the gym again, go do Pilates, go do yoga and stuff like this. And it's really inside of me, I don't know why, but it really feels aggressive in my mind, you know, like now you have to go to the gym again. Now like, "Argh." And
oh yeah
it's really difficult for me to find something where I feel like a tenderness, you know, or like a softness, you know. Um, very often I'm like very extreme, and I don't know why. Yeah, it's like it's interesting because, for example, now I'm thinking, just go swimming. You enjoy to go swimming, and immediately there's coming in, or it feels like a aggressiveness, like push yourself to the limit. And then I thought, like, okay, what is it? Why? Um, and I think it's this voice or this feeling wants to get something out of it, you know? And what I mean with something out of it is like it wants to get out of like a nice body. It wants to be superior then, you know? wants to like be really fit, and and it's and for now it's really this or that right now. I don't know what it is.
Mm,
And there's one thing where I don't feel it, and this is like qigong, you know. But this, of course, is very, very soft, very slowly, very. And when I do this, my body feels very often very happy. But with other stuff where I get into a bigger motion or like with I need more energy, for example, it's like it's like really a feeling of oh, I will get I want to get something out of it.
mm-hmm.
It's yeah, I don't know. This is and I think this is why I really don't do sports anymore because with that energy, the body got really sick, you know, to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
beautifully
where to.
said. I mean, I was exactly the same way, where what was leading mostly was the idea of how I would physically look or my abilities, like how much I could prove how fit I was rather than just the health of the body. And that is how it was my whole life. And it's like no wonder you injure yourself because you're not listening. You can't even listen to the body. It's more like I need to push through. I need to do 5 more minutes because I did that. I need to level up. I need to like keep pushing. And I mean, that is most of the energy of like fitness trainers and like it's so excessive. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. It's not about the health of the body. It's like literally molding the body to look how you want in a very aggressive, regimented, cruel way. It harms the
Mm.
body overall because you're not listening to it at all. You're overriding that.
Right now, I really feel something that I know for very long. I really feel it right now, and it's really aggressive towards the body,
Yeah.
actually. And I know that feeling for a long time. It's like, ah, move, get stronger, get bigger, yeah, get whatever. Really interesting to talk about this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge thing. I was exactly the same way. I did intense shit like CrossFit and uh I used to run a lot. I used to yoga was the even that I did intensely. The power yoga. Like I mean, there is a way of making anything
Yeah.
extreme. And yeah, I got injured in yoga a lot too because I overstretched. I over like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
about does the position look perfect? It wasn't about does my body feel
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
I think I read about studies about that, um, where they said so many young people are getting injured while
Of
they're doing
course.
yoga,
I could see that. Yeah.
because they because the mm, because this energy of like I want to reach something, we put this what we have, I think, like in the Western world, to push, to reach for something, we put this into the practice, and I guess. Well, and then they said the practice is not designed for it, it's like getting in touch with you, with your body, and not to like reach a certain angle.
Hmm.
And I actually met a colleague of mine, she was 25 and she just had a big spine problem afterwards.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had I had problems with hyperextension for a while and it hurt. It was so painful. And that's when I let it go for a long time because like the body needed to heal. It was so bad. Yeah, the ways in which we harm the body, it's not only exercise, it's career, it's love. We never do what's healthy and right and go at our own pace. It's all about I want to get married. I want this career. I want this much money. So I'm just going to push through. I'm just going to not be honest. Or you don't even know that you're not being honest and you're not listening to the body. It's like because you're getting something from fulfilling that idea. You're actually feeling good in a way too and satisfied or like safe or I don't know, but you're getting something. So you are actually confused. You're like, well, I do partially feel good.
It's really interesting because right now it really, I think maybe I said it before, but um right now I it feels like it. I don't know, but it feels like it that I can't um it doesn't matter.
You could tell me anyways. I know nothing matters, but
No, I just wanted to say something and then I felt I'm pushing myself again
mm,
and I don't want that.
mm.
Like some
But
days, yeah, please.
mhm. But I could totally understand the confusion and it's beautiful what you're expressing. Yeah, continue. What were you gonna say?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I just wanted to say that right now it feels, wow, oh my God. Right now I think, oh my God. I don't
Take your
know.
time.
Yeah, it's really difficult right now to say what I feel.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to say anything.
You know, it was really rough to the body.
Mm, yeah.
Hmm. Oh man. Like if I'm not controlling right now, when I don't control it, it really brings me back to a place, or it really brings me back to the occasion. I don't know if that is the right word, but it really brings me back to the person who molested me when I was a child, you know?
Mm, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
That makes total sense. I mean, is it kind of like you needed to prove your worth or that you were okay in some way, you know? And so then the energy goes to like perfecting itself in other ways.
Yeah, maybe. But I think like being in that position as a child, like for maybe 2 years, like think I had to be rough to the body, you know,
Oh,
to oh my God, what is this? Therapy? Oh my God, sorry.
no, no, no.
Oh God.
I want you to take your time. Just you feel what's going on. It's, these things are really like linked. It makes sense. Like it was such a difficult thing to go through. You're so young. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't even know what's really going on, but the body will do what it does to keep itself safe.
Yeah, I think I was really rough with the body. Like to even allow it to happen, you know? Like not to run out and to scream, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Like, you know?
Mm,
But to lay down and let it happen, so to say, you know?
mm.
I'm sorry too. I
No,
know it
don't
can be
don't
rough too.
apologize at all. It's a very common thing. So many people have dealt with this kind of stuff. It's very I don't mean normal in a way of diminishing it. I mean like so many people have dealt with this kind of stuff. You're just brave enough to like, be in a place where you can just say it and like recognize these things. It's such a pivotal thing that happens and it like colors everything, you know? It makes total sense why you couldn't just be like, what the hell is going on? And allow the body to express exactly how it feels. Because everybody is conditioned to suppress yourself and not express and just don't rock the boat. Don't like upset people. Don't make a fuss. Don't make a scene. Maybe I'm wrong, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Like not a good one, but a common one. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I did something to deserve this. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe this is normal. The mind justifies things like
Yeah.
it can do it in an instant.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't that strange.
Yeah. Maybe it is normal how he says it is.
Exactly. You're being groomed, you're being manipulated, you're being
Yeah. Mm.
coerced so that he can get what he wants. He will say whatever he can to calm you down to
Yeah, it's so crazy. This was not to you, it was
yeah, yeah.
to the not just yeah, the weirdness of it, the fucked upness of it.
Yeah, and I also want you to know like things like that has happened to me in my 20s, in my late 20s. Like, so how is a child supposed to stand up for itself? Like, it doesn't have any world experience. It doesn't have any experience in this particular circumstance. How is it
Yeah.
supposed to know this is wrong and bad and not okay? Um,
And it is happening from a person that you love, you know? And this person showed you so much nice things in life.
yeah.
And now this person, or he is suggesting that it's really good for you, that it's really good for your development.
Oh,
And
wow.
so why you don't trust him? You always could like you could he's so not maybe he's right. Like not maybe he is right. He is an adult, you know.
Mm,
I'm 6 years old and I love him and I
mhm,
do what adults tell me to do.
Exactly.
So
Of
dumb, you know.
course.
If you go
It's
into it, it's so
it's not dumb though. Like, what is a child supposed to think? Like, it has no power, it has no say. You do what the adult says,
sure. Yeah,
period.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, not dumb in a way that I was dumb. Dumb in a way that this is normal,
Mm, yeah.
you know. It turns out it's not for development. It's, I can,
Wait, say
yeah,
that again. What
I
about
can really
development?
tell it's not. Uh, yeah, my internet is making.
It's okay.
Is
Did you
it
say,
okay now, the connection?
yeah, it's good. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I said, yeah, it turns out it's not good for development, you know? Is if
Exactly.
someone who you love, who is an adult, is doing that with you when you're a child, it is not good for you. Spoiler alert. Guys, stop doing it. Stop doing it. It's not no, no, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh no, it stunts you. It keeps you frozen at that time. It doesn't, yeah, it's very difficult to grow from then on. And that's what basically that is what trauma is. It kind of freezes you and then hopefully when the body is more capable of feeling and processing like what it's actually been through and the actual facts of what happened, um yeah, can it start to really heal in a way? Like, it's okay to feel the sadness and disgust and the anger and the horror and
yeah, thank you for listening.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No, not at all.
And this guy who was doing it, he had like a weird guru, so to say, with from whom he had this whole idea. And this guru kind of had like thousands of followers.
Oh no.
And he himself, like this guru guy, he also had to go to prison. Ah, no jokes, no jokes. He also had to go to prison. And guess what? Guess why? Like, of course, because of children.
Oh
And
no.
he really said this he really told it's like good for the development. Like the old Greeks back in the days, they did it. It was
Oh.
great. It was a thing. It's good for development, and yeah, like do it,
Oh my gosh.
and
That is so creepy and crazy.
and sometimes I think like, man, how many other people who are now in my age or older maybe or younger are affected by the words of this guy, you know?
Oh my God.
Um, maybe 1,000, I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and recently I joined a group. Like in my mind, I compared a little bit with the AA meetings that you have in America, the anonymous alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
And these are meetings for like, I don't know, okay, like for men who dealt with it, like when they were children or youngsters.
Mm.
And I'm now in this group, and we meet once a week, and with several men, or yeah, and it's really gross, yeah. Um,
Oh, the stories you hear.
yeah, and yeah, people and at a very young age selling sex and stuff like this, and like it can happen on so many different stages of your development. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, I'm so glad you found a group like that, though, because I mean, I wonder if guys have enough of a space for that stuff, you know? I mean, it's hard as a woman too, but like I think it's more known and yeah, I'm sure this happens a lot to young boys as well.
Yeah. Well, I hear that from my female friends all the time, unfortunately. Maybe not in
Mm.
childhood, but in the teenage years, in young adulthood. This is like this is very common. Unfortunately, it's so disgusting. Actually, that is so common among women.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, but it's really interesting that these are just men because I don't know. I think as a man or in a manly body, I don't know, you identified in a different way throughout your life, maybe. And so it's nice to hear from others who are also identified as like
Mm-hmm.
men and like being strong or
Mm.
whatever. Um, and this is really actually really letting me remember next level. Like I really when like they are just saying something and I'm like, whoa man, I'm remembering shit now.
Mm.
Um and it's really nice also because I don't know. I don't know. Last week I had a feeling of I got objectified, and from that I learned how to objectify.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really interesting. And then I thought, ooh, it would be nice if I look at how I have objectified
Mm-hmm.
till now. And yeah, I want to change that.
Mm.
What's there if I don't objectify?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that I think that's beautiful. And there it's nothing that you have to like undo yourself. But I do think that you expressing and feeling what's there, it can soften the objectification on its own in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
I know that nothing's linear and I can't say that for sure, but I also remember instances in my childhood like where the objectification really started to solidify, like objectifying this body and then others and um yeah, it's like bound to happen, you know.
So sad.
Mm,
It's not nice.
no, it's really not.
And sometimes with the people who are with you are the closest, they can objectify yourself the most. Like the closer, the more objectification can happen. Actually, it's I don't know. It's a thought right
Totally.
now.
Well, I mean, I think every human objectifies, obviously to different degrees, but like, yeah, the person that's raising you or who's closest to you during or throughout development or even after the fact, um, they can't help but insinuate a lot of different things about you, and then you just kind of absorb it or listen and follow suit. Like I guess that's just how it is. Yeah,
I recently read the biggest physical threat to a woman nowadays is not an animal or whatever. It's the husband or the boyfriend.
oh,
This is the biggest threat for, yeah,
interesting.
statistically,
Hmm.
the ones that are the closest.
Yeah,
Weird.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's such a challenge to wrap your head around humans. um what you can become capable of doing, and yeah, and to not be like aware of how much this can damage another human. um yeah,
Thanks so much for listening, Suzanne. It's
yeah,
so
my
nice to be
pleasure.
here.
Yeah, I appreciate it so much. I
Thank
think
you.
that it's a difficult topic, but also it's not any different than anything else. It's just as, in a way, it's even more traumatic because it's not more, there is a taboo to like sex in general, and then to be traumatized in that area, it's like you're even more um shut down, or it's so hard to talk about. And it actually does take a lot to just express that stuff. um And also the most harm, well, I don't know if this is really true, but like because there's so much taboo and it's not so easily talked about, and there's a lot of shame that can come around sexuality just in general, it's like the healing is like even harder sometimes. At least it felt like that here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. So much love to you, Evo. I appreciate you a lot. Hey, Tatiana.
Hi, Suzanne. Hi,
Hi.
everybody.
Nice to see
I
you.
nice to see you. I don't have so much to say, but I realized that a few months ago, it's like I cannot feel anymore. I don't allow the feelings anymore. So that's why so much distraction. It's like I retrocess. I don't know how to say it. I close down again. And before, I was so open, so willing to feel, to let the feelings, not to let my mind interfere so much. It really was allowing everything. But now I realize that any feeling now it's unbearable. It's like I don't know what happened. It's just so I wonder if you could, I don't know, give me a motivation to
Oh,
feel, because
mm,
that feeling I said last meeting, like being trapped, like I really feel this. And so
Mm,
I don't know what happened. I just, I don't know if it's getting intense, the loneliness and the knowing that this is it. Like, you know, I don't want to feel anything anymore. And I'm
mm,
literally running away,
mm-hmm,
really fighting to, I don't want to stay with anxiety, with fear. I just don't want, but a part of me knows that this is it. So I like the old dreams came back, like I'm trying to holding on to anything, just not to feel. And that's it. That's what I noticed. Like, yeah, it seems I'm paralyzed.
mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, if I think back on what it was like to kind of um nothing I say really makes sense, and I don't know if it's going to be exactly where you are, but I think I'm just going to reference a time where I kind of felt exactly the way you do. And so it felt like there was a period where there was kind of like a full stop, meaning a recognition that nothing is really gonna fulfill me in the way that I thought. It's not as believable as before. But what happens in that is like then the body is overwhelmed with everything it was that was underneath that, which is a lot. It's like overwhelming. It's like devastation, it's fear, it's like it could be regret and sadness and anxiety and worry, fear, and you can't really identify it, it's like it's just so much. So then it's understandable that the body actually does need a little bit of distraction, or a lot. Like it can't handle it. It's just too much. Um, and like it's good. You have to, the body's just doing that, and you have to allow it to do that. But then sometimes you can sense that it's getting into a rut of not feeling anything and numbing out and uh just kind of avoiding. And that also, eventually it just does not feel good for the body too, because then it feels like explosive, but like you don't know where to begin, you don't know what to feel, you don't know what's right and wrong. um and so this is where I'm not going to have like uh a perfect like how to, because it's still going to look messy. But I think I did have to dedicate some time to just like sitting, as hard as it was to get started, and how as much resistance as there was. Sometimes I had to do that, or I had to go into nature where it's there's already a foundation of a little bit of silence to help the body out, so that you don't have to force it that much. Like it does a little bit of the work, it felt like, at least for my body. Um, and I remember feeling like nature was kind of like my refuge. It was just a place that I
Falei,
went to
eu quero
um
pegar aquele telefone que
Just a
a
minute.
esposa
yeah,
mandou.
it's okay. Yeah, you could take your time.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
God, the whole day.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. um
Yeah. Yeah, I'm since I came back to the travel, I didn't go to the beach, to the forest. Yeah, I can, yeah, I have to take some time to stay, just,
Yeah, to give yourself a break from this environment as well. Um, in subtle ways, like your body needs breaks. You know, it needs a little bit of variety. It needs some change. Um, it can sometimes help shift little things in the body. And I don't want you to expect that or anything. It's just that you never know what is going to help the body, you know, and it might vary. And so it's okay to try certain things that feel like it would be helpful for you. Um, yeah, is that helpful?
yeah, I just needed to hear this at last. No,
Mm,
yeah, I would take some time, even though, yeah, I would take some time to do this, to
mm.
take a break and just to stay, and then I can come back to the distraction but I will try to come back to,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's not that the distractions are a bad thing. I think you probably needed it, you know? Um, I started to look at distractions not as a bad thing. I started to see it as a part of life. I started to see that sometimes the nervous system is so overwhelmed that actually it can be a healthy and natural thing for it to do. But also at certain points where it's really overwhelming, it also makes sense that it might take a little bit of effort to focus on like quiet time and being with the sensations in the body and allowing the mind to just say whatever it wants to say. It's not speaking the truth, but it needs time to like just purge what it's thinking. Um, and different things help, like maybe writing or recording yourself or expressing into nothing. Um, because everything you're feeling is valid, you know. I think it just sometimes needs expression. It needs to get out.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And don't feel like it kind of makes sense, like you went on vacation and then you're seeing home from sort of a different place with everything you experienced, and now your body has to like readjust in a way. So these subtle things make a big difference in the body now. And so I think you're just like recalibrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, so sweet to
Thank you
see
so much.
you. Yeah. By the way, I don't know anything I'm talking about. You're doing great. You know what to do. You just needed to express and share. Hey, Logan.
Hey,
So good to see you.
you too. Yeah. Um, yeah, I just raised my hand because I don't remember what you talked about now, but I just really loved what you shared at the beginning.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um, and this whole meeting too, it's just been such a lovely meeting.
Mm, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm honestly like really grateful for this space and the people here and the people who are drawn to it and who are willing to share and just be themselves. And yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I don't think I really want to talk for a long time, but I think just like what I'm noticing right now is it seems really pointless to talk about. Um,
Yeah, I can
um,
understand that, but I would be happy to hear.
okay. Um, just sort of like sitting here being being like the one on the podium right now or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I just see like how kind of like wired it makes the body and then just all these like conditioned ways of like how I'm supposed to present what I'm supposed to feel or look like I feel Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's just
challenging, eh?
wild.
Yeah. It's crazy how active the thoughts can get to like, try and make sense of it and then being aware of the audience and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get it wrong. It's all okay.
Yeah. It's just interesting how that activation can be there. Um, while at the same time, like, I don't know, it's sort of like the meaning to it is gone or something. Um, yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to just relax. Just sit here with me. I'm okay with that too.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny that like all I really wanted to do was express some appreciation.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, that's sweet.
yeah. And then yeah, as soon as I'm like talking and you're responding, it's like yes, suddenly just the body's like, oh shit, I have to do this right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah. I actually I think that's a big reason why I don't express appreciation sometimes. Like that subtle bit of hesitation or like effort or is enough to just be like, well, now it passed or
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that happens a lot too.
hmm. Yeah, because it's so much easier when you're just like casually on the phone with someone or like there's just less pressure.
Mhm. Yeah. It's funny, like I can feel it settling down, and then there's also just kind of feels like another energetic like part of me or aspect or like remnant or something that like uh just like makes meaning out of this situation and maybe has like just kind of thinking about I think like when I first started coming to these meetings, um, which might have been like almost 2 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Mm.
Um, but um, yeah, there's just so much belief and like spiritual, um, yeah, belief, I guess. Um, that there is just like so much importance and a feeling of like coming to the meetings, being a part of something important that I like had to do as like uh yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I ever really like totally thought about it consciously, but something like the upliftment of like all of humanity or something, you know. Um
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. There's some subtle importance and meaning and significance tied up with
totally.
a lot of things you do. There's some spiritual meaning. But yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. There's nothing that's more important than anything else. And um, in the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters. But yet here we are. We're alive. And so
Feels like that's just kind of like a ball of um a ball of importance or meaning. I don't quite know why those are the words that I'm like latching onto right now. I think there could be many different words to to express just kind of like the feeling of this like energetic um yeah, it carries with it like a sense of stakes, like something could go right or wrong.
hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the way that we're conditioned throughout life and spirituality in general, it just kind of suits that as well. Like, have a direction in life. And I guess this is a strange thing because, there can be a sense that there is no true and intrinsic value that is greater in something else than another thing. Like it's impossible to really know and say that. It is kind of this mechanism that's able to do that. I mean, it's not just this, but it is like a felt sense that is able to pour a lot of something. into a particular theme. Um, and it makes sense in a way, meaning I think I had this importance of like it does feel relatively like a little bit more important to empty out and to see that nothing has inherent value and to see the emptiness of everything, to then feel the peace of what that brings sometimes. Yes, it's difficult because I have to feel through things that I don't want to, but I mean sometimes there's a beauty in that too. It seems to be doing something to the body to direct its focus on the death of all hierarchy in any way, in every way. Um, but also in that, what it also does, which makes it kind of confusing, is that even that becomes not important. Even that direction becomes not important. Um, I don't even know if that made any sense, but that seemed to be happening here, where there was kind of an importance. Like this is really important. This is what I could sense the freedom here. And I think that is what I ultimately would want over anything else. And that became sort of clearer and clearer. Not that I didn't have doubts or regrets or like trying to go back or looking back, because that's part of this too. But this body just kept going, like going further and further, where there was more nothing. And yeah, so I think I say that to tell you that that's not a bad thing. Like it makes sense that that would be there. Um, yeah, but it can be uncomfortable. It can feel off. It something can feel off. It's like, but that's not really true either, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like pretty clear that nothing's wrong. Um, um,
Yeah, nice.
I was just thinking about like expressing appreciation and I guess like at least in my life, I don't know if it's the same for everybody. But it seems like expressing appreciation is like very often kind of a fake thing. It's like it's just a thing people say. Um, um, So it's probably part of what makes it like a little harder is like um it's like actually feeling appreciation and then trying to say it. It almost like it's like the appreciation script is like right next to that in
Mm,
the brain or whatever.
mm,
Um, so it's like that thing now tries to turn on, I guess.
mm. Oh yeah, I like how you described that. I could see that with a lot of things.
Hmm.
How there's something that you want to say, but then it somehow feels more artificial when it's like verbalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that happens almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Something I was just kind of thinking about recently actually was like all the words that come into my head, whether it's something I'm actually trying to say or just like how my internal monologue is like trying to describe my own experience, um, seem like way outdated or something. Like there doesn't I don't have the vocabulary or language, or even just like the linguistic habits of the mind, like can't say anything that feels it's like if there's a feeling that is like true or like yeah, I don't know quite how to describe that, but like an energetic sense or feeling of like some truth that is like not in words, and then like words come in to try to describe it. Um, and the words are like just so obviously off or like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's beautifully said. I almost feel like, are we conditioned to, wait, let me be careful about how I say this. Oh, yeah, there's something about the human body where it like solidifies things. And so then I almost feel like we're conditioned to lie. We're conditioned to take a position. We're conditioned to know. We're conditioned to like be sort of certain about something that we think or say or have an opinion on or but honestly, internally, it's like I don't really know that. And I've always felt that. I've always kind of felt like this something's off. And I still feel that now. It's just that I guess it's a lot more there isn't that intermediate solidifying that happens anymore of like partially trying to
Mm.
believe it for whatever reason, but really knowing that like it could change in a second. Um, I don't know. There's something in that where I'm like, that's a lot of the discomfort in the body. It's like we're constantly saying statements and believing other people as if it's statements, and they say it as if it is a statement. And it's like confusing as fuck, you know? Like nobody knows anything. Why are you so confident? Because I'm not. And then we try to become more confident or sure. And it's like, it's an impossible game because if you're really honest, you'll never be sure. You'll never know for sure. You're just expressing, and that's it. That's how empty it is. That's how fluid and non-permanent, ever changing will can change in a second. Um, and that's like part of the frustration of being a human. It's like we're constantly trying to figure each other out and know each other and judge each other. It's tiring, man. It's like, God.
Yeah. very odd. But I think that is a big part of it. What you said about like the way we communicate is in like specifics and knowledge. Um, and so just like the um, yeah, at least for me, and maybe there's some other way that language can be utilized, but at least for me, like um, yeah, all the thoughts that come in are like making a declarative statement as if um, yeah, as if they're describing reality in some fixed way, like this is a thing that is true about how it is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a big part of what makes it just feel like uh, I can't even quite say like off or wrong, but it's like it has no relation to um, yeah, it's just very odd. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I think oftentimes um like the mind is thinking because it's trying to find like how to express things to other people.
Mm.
Um and it's kind of funny. I guess there's just um like a seeing that like telling a story or um like can't communicate anything or something. That seems kind of absurd because I mean mostly what we do is tell stories to each other and seemingly that is communicating like ideas and whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
um I guess maybe it can't communicate anything like deeper or more uh, authentic. What's true to like the body or something. That like planning out a story can't do that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does get harder to, yeah, memorize a script or plan or know what you're gonna say. Um, Maybe the body can sense like there is something off about that. like not very authentic or something.
Yeah.
Not that it's a problem. Like I have heard with people because I there was a period where I was kind of in the interim of like I used to be able to function that way, like plan and be a little more strategic so that I don't say or I come up with a topic that I think people will be interested in or something like that. Like a lot more planned. But there was a transition period where I like couldn't do that anymore, but like what I was saying wasn't very insightful or like important or it definitely had less to it, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and someone told me like, oh, maybe you should memorize, like just have a script and because it takes a lot of the burden off and stuff like that. But I'm like, yeah, that could have worked before, but I think the body's going in a totally different direction where it can't layer things on top anymore. It's like it's it's getting rid of things. It's getting rid of the ways that people told me how to be, the tricks and tips of how to appear more confident or like you know what you're saying. Um, and it's scary, you know, in a way. It's very vulnerable because like I literally don't know what is going to come out of my mouth. And there is a possibility of judgment. Actually, there's 100% possibility of judge. It's that's like unavoidable. And there's like millions of different perspectives and assumptions and different places people are and but I think if you know that it's unavoidable even if you're scripted, then it
Mm.
feels like I might as well be internally free. I might as well feel better internally if I'm going to get the judgment anyways, if I'm going to get the plethora of different opinions and perspectives and assumptions anyways, regardless, well, then I think I'd rather just be free and see what happens.
Think that's kind of how I'm feeling now. Um, and there is still a ton of like conditioning and fear and like all that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, I guess like there used to be the sense that like something really bad could actually happen. That like the fear was like pointing towards a future that was actually bad. Um,
That makes total sense. Yeah.
um, yeah. And I can't like, say this for certain or that it'll stay the same. Um, But yeah, it seems like there is. It's really hard to put into words that like describe it accurately. But like there's something that just doesn't care. But it's not like a something, it's not a thing, you know?
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. That is usually what goes. It is the care.
Mm.
Something, it's hard to label it as care. I don't know what it is, but I think most of the time there used to be an energy that was preoccupied with something. And then it just sometimes it just goes. And so sometimes I say like, oh, the care about it just left. And then now it yeah, there's something that doesn't care enough anymore to like really obsess about it or make it a thing or be as fearful. But yeah, it's impossible to describe what that is and what softened, what left, what something did. I don't know what it is, but like,
Yeah, I felt recently, maybe just in the past few weeks, I don't know, um, that like something stopped. Um, there wasn't like a moment that that happened, but I guess it feels now like I don't know, it's really hard to like yeah, I don't think I have any words for just like
I get it.
yeah.
I don't know if this is the case, but I think like sometimes when something's a little fresh, it's impossible to describe. But I think with some time, words can come to sort of, or maybe not, but sometimes it becomes easier with some time to like understand what left or yeah, to process it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I guess it hmm. Yeah, it's funny because I like this is just a little frustrating to not be able to express.
Hmm.
but that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, you did great.
I thank you.
I will say, maybe this is kind of off topic, but like I it just is what it is. But I think like it's nice that I'm forced to explain and express and not forced in like a bad way. But because I have this platform and like I like interacting with people who are interested or whatever it might be, it does something to the body because otherwise I would honestly just be empty. And there's a bad part to it too, in a way, because it does make the thoughts go more because
Mm.
I'm trying to like express myself. And sometimes it feels impossible. Sometimes it feels like draining or not necessary to put words to anything anymore, you know?
Mm.
Um, but then there are other times where it's nice to yeah, have a space where you can express and be relatively understood that thoughts aren't real. It's not important. It just is what it is right now. It will always change. It constantly changes. But to have the freedom to just like express and knowing that that's sort of understood, that's nice too.
Mm.
But yeah, I totally understand the difficulties or yeah, sort of challenges.
Yeah. Yes, maybe just the last thing I'll say is like I can really see how the like discomfort itself and all the like feelings that come up that have come up internally of like falseness or feeling off or wrong or like trying to speak and have everything I'm doing and saying feel like wrong. Um, I can see now that like all those things are just like kind of like feedback for the nervous system or something. It's like that needs to happen in order to stop happening, you know?
Mm,
um,
nice.
yeah, so I guess that I don't know. Maybe that awareness of is like part of how like those feelings of offness aren't as uh yeah, like disturbing anymore or something. Is that um yeah, I guess I can just sort of see that the nervous system or whatever it is just kind of like calibrating over time to like feel more like be more true or something.
Mm. Yeah, it could be a lot of different things, but yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think that's beautifully expressed. There is something about the body's not completely at rest. So it makes sense that it would, yeah. I like that word calibrating.
Mm. Yeah, rest is a good word too, like coming to rest or something.
Hmm. Yeah, and I don't say that as like it needs to even come to rest. I say that as I don't even know really what's going on. I could make assumptions that being in front of people would naturally not make the body at rest.
Hmm.
Um, and it would be a little more vigilant about what it says and how it says it. And that can stress out the body a little bit, even in the slightest. You know, it's just totally different than you being alone or you being with one person. It's just totally different. Um, and I think those are the intricacies that you could feel in the body now. That wasn't obvious to you before because for a lot of reasons, but so it's not a problem. It doesn't need to go away. It doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't say anything at all. It's just like a description of what I think is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much ease for the body, you know, like whatever it's going through. Um, even this is too much, but like it's going through it for a reason. You were never wrong. You never needed to change it. It was never a marker of anything. And that's so kind to the body. That's so accepting. That's so understanding. And it's sad that nobody gives you that, like that depth of it just is what it is.
Yeah, it's absurd how much we try to like give each other something to be in order to be better, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. An imaginary idea of better.
Hmm.
Because my interpretation of what they're saying is better is suppression of the body. Just close yourself down, be more fake, have a script, know what you're saying so that you're liked and or whatever it is. It's all fakeness to me now. It's all suppression. It's all don't allow the body to be as it is. Do everything but that.
Yeah, it's also just really bizarre. Like, I don't know, how is that the state of affairs, you know? Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I'm because once you see this for yourself, how abusive we are to the body, I then can see quite clearly that society doesn't even make sense to me, but just to like give a bulk name to everything, like how cruel it all is, how we've all been brainwashed and indoctrinated and forced to be very cruel to each other, to ourselves, to um and I don't know where the line is, but like I feel like if we didn't have to make money to prove ourselves, to prove our value in exchange for money to survive, uh I don't know if it would be this extreme. If the lies would be this extreme, if the pretend would be this amplified, you know? Um, like I don't know where the line is. I don't know if this is partially just somewhat natural for the human body to be very um I say this in a neutral way, but like self-centered and stuff. But like, yeah, it's so intense. It's like intensified. It's so extreme. Um, Man, it just causes a lot of harm and suffering.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't have an answer. I think I vaguely describe what I see in the moment and kind of sense only because I can only because the body's finally allowed to just be as it is. And yeah, everything else just seems like kind of arrogance.
Something my mind would like to know the answer to is like, what is this all for? Like, surely all this suffering is like it's not just for its own sake, right? Like that's what I would love to be the case is like, kind of peculiar because even like thinking about a future in which things are better um, seems like part of the um, like that seems like something that sort of takes energy away from. I don't know. It's just a distraction or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on such a fundamental reason why we have religion, why we have spirituality, why we
Mm.
seek for a meaning to all of this. And I think it's totally valid and it makes total sense why we want a reason for all of this. Um, it's not an answer, but the only like end that seems clear here now is that there is no answer in that way. And the meaning or the assumptions that people do come up with, it's part of the trauma that is perpetuated, the delusion that is perpetuated. Um, those people aren't out of it. Those people do not see more clearly than you. Those people are just as confused, wanting an answer, and they want to be the one that has the answer, even though it's fake, even though it's made up, even though it's not true. They want you, or, depending on how much wants to be filled there, like they want thousands, millions of people to know that they know and to follow in their footsteps. That is the church. It's creepy. I mean, you could see how it happens. You could see why it happens and why so many people are susceptible and also willing to believe and willing to trust that that is the answer. So I don't see anything like inherently wrong with it. Like there is understanding, but it's clear to me like, yeah, I can't believe that. I can't. None of that makes sense to me anymore.
Yeah, it feels better to have a like belief system. Um,
Yeah,
in some ways, but it also feels worse in some ways. I think because
for
it's like
sure.
unstable. And it's always like felt to be unstable. And then you're like fighting to hold on to yeah, concrete that's like cracking and washing away. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a easy thing at all. This is the opposite of what you want. This is the opposite of what you thought. Uh, it's kind of shocking like how much of an exit it is from everything, like how thorough it actually goes. Um, so yeah, that's another reason where I'm like, yeah, I can understand like, yeah, people will die thinking that it's it was all for a reason. It was all for God. It was all for the universe. It was all yeah.
It was all for God, all for the universe.
Like meaning God or the universe had a plan. Like it knows. I
Mm.
might not know, but like it knows. It knew what it
Mm.
was doing. It knew why it happened. And um there's like a very linear, solid causational belief in why I suffered, why that happened. Uh, and it's not like that isn't lightly believed in here, like meaning there is causation, meaning I can see the good that came out of the trauma. And I think that's like a healthy way to eventually look at it once you processed it and felt the hate and disgust, and like that's equally as important. But I can see even for this body, it's healthier to be like this body has grown and sort of learned, and a lot has happened because of that. And it's nice to see the good as well as the bad. If you're going to look at the good, there is a bad in that storyland in a way. But I know that beyond that, like I don't really know. I don't know. And I know that it's so much like we're not separate. It's everything. I did not cause my suffering. That person did not cause my suffering. It's like we are the this product, that's not the right word and that doesn't make sense, but of everything. How can you make sense of that? How can you know exactly what is going on? And and then to believe that something outside knows. Yeah,
Mm.
that's just your imagination.
Mm. That is really funny. I had not really seen it that way until you said it, but yeah.
Yeah, and a part of me feels bad for saying it because it's not important. It doesn't matter. Uh yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know either. But mm,
Yeah. But I'm just saying like that is a very understandable common question that would arise. It's so fundamental to being a human, I guess.
mm, yeah. Mm. It's like a part of me that wants an answer because it's restless and sort of like wants things to be better. And then there's another aspect that's just like almost just like a philosophical curiosity of like really wanting to like
Of
know, you know?
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Mm.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, you will question things more than ever, more deeply than ever here. It's the
Mm.
only place it's truly possible, um, in a way.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Logan. I appreciate
Thank,
you.
thank you too, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.